Welcome to this edition of On the Record. Most of us will have to get up and speak sometime during our career, whether it's to a small group of colleagues or a large audience of investors. There's one thing all presenters need to know, and that is you must be audience-centered. My colleague, Katie Ward, looks at how to connect with your audience and really drive home your message.
Audience-centered communication is the backbone of a good message. So what exactly does that mean? Well, to be audience-centered, most of us focus on who is listening, where they live, their age, education level. But that's really just the beginning. We must also find out what issues they're facing, what's top of mind, and most importantly, how do they feel about it? Letting your audience know they come first and that you've taken the time to understand them creates a listening environment. And now you can tailor a message that will reach them. Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, speaks frequently to large audiences. And whether it's to multi-millionaires or college students, as you'll see now, he knows how to connect.
I really want to talk about what's on your mind, so we're going to do a Q&A in a minute. There's a couple questions I always get asked. People always say, well, who should I go to work for when I get out? And I've got a very simple answer. We may elaborate more on this as we go along, but the real thing to do is to get going and for some institution or individual that you admire. I mean, it's crazy to take in between jobs just because they look good on your resume.
And if you think public speaking comes easily to Buffett, think again. He used to be terrified of speaking in front of groups, so he took a public speaking course in his 20s and put in a lot of practice. As you prepare for your next presentation, remember, to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. Find out what issues are important to your audience and how they feel about them. You'll deliver a message much differently to an audience that's excited and optimistic versus one that's curious or angry. So if you're going into a meeting with your employees the day after company layoffs, acknowledge the feelings in the room first. You might say, perhaps you're feeling anxious about your job. By letting your audience know you get them, they're more likely to listen to what you have to say next. This quote sums it up nicely. The human heart will seek to be known, understood, and connected with above all else. If you do not connect, the ones you care about will find someone who will.
So as you prepare for your next presentation, remember that emotion trumps data every time. A well-crafted message and a good story is important, but make certain it's tailored to your audience. Thank you for watching this edition of On the Record.